It's a pleasure having you on the other side of the radio. Good afternoon to you. You're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info. I am Kala Dakoribatipo, and the show is Hard Facts. And yes, we'll be going hard on the facts this afternoon, right about this hour, as I, invite the IPAC Chairman Rivers State, that's the Inter-Party Advisory Committee in Rivers State, to join the conversation. I'm talking about Solsuema Osarom. It's good to have you. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Kalabo.
All right, Kalada actually, but yeah, the conversation we want to have this time of the day is concerning the statement made by my guest, Mr. Osarom, as he relates to political parties in Rivers State. Now, yesterday the news carried it that he said he's recognizing the Beke-led faction of the APC and the Ewor-led faction of the PDP, Robinson Ewor. And the conversation that comes to mind is, what a lot of people have been talking about. Is this the right move by IPAC? Is IPAC now a political wing of the Rivers State government? So all of those conversations will be brought to the fore, and hopefully my guests will be able to tackle and give us the answers. Once again, welcome, Mr. Osarom. So I'm going to throw the first question at you. What would you say about the talks that IPAC is possibly a political wing of the Rivers State government?
Well, it's a misnomer because you know quite clearly that IPAC is an independent body. It's a body that is charged with the responsibility of building democracy and ensuring that there is harmony among political parties. And above all, as a watchdog, a grassroots watchdog, ensuring that what is to be done is done. So we are not the wing. We have not been a wing from when IPAC came into existence till today. If IPAC was not a wing or flying on the wing of any administration in the past, then you would not say today that IPAC is flying on the wing of the present administration. But the fact remains that we stand in a tall position to make reasonable input and to also ensure that policy formulations, implementations, as it affects our members, are well handled. If you recall, when we met with the state governor earlier on, he made it very open to us as a body that criticized me. Let me know where things are going wrong. Call me to order. Let me know, criticize me. He made it very open. It's not a government that is very interested in not being criticized. He is a man with open mind. And so we have fallen into that same ideology. But one thing I've always said is this: we will not begin to criticize government when we have not seen anything wrong to criticize.
Okay.
We will not begin to talk down government simply because probably we are in the position party, or I thought is constituted the majority by opposition parties, and then we begin to run down government or keep government below the belt of truth. We will not do that. It is not reasonable.
Okay.
But like I mentioned earlier on, we are very much disposed to making reasonable inputs and to letting the public know when things are not properly done.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. Now, you've, outrightly denied being a political wing or arm of the Rivers State government.
Clarification of the media.
I'm going somewhere. Mr. Osarom. I was just recounting what you said to help me get to my question. And the question is, some would see, or some have seen already, your recognition of Beke and Ewor as support for the governor, because there is the factionalization of both the APC and the PDP. There is contestation of the factionalization in court, both sides of the various faction, or as saying that they've got cut backings, and yet, unlike how it was before, the IPAC in River State has decided to take sides with some of the factions. So maybe that's where the smoke for the fire is coming from.
Basically, you understand that the governor is not a member of the APC. So saying that recognition is given to Emeka Beke, and by that extension, in support of the governor, is a fallacy. Emeka Beke is a member of the APC. It is the chairman of APC. You are in the state and you followed what played out. They were in the courts for a long time. Even when we had most of our functions, we had our functions last year, and Chief Emeka Beke was not present, Chief Onokocha was not present, and persons came. Where are these persons that you don't have any people for your functions? And we told them, we reminded the world that these persons are in court. Now, thereafter the court judgment, Chief Emeka Beke was welcomed by IPAC because we are a lawful institution. You will not expect us to sit on the fence or play to the gallery. No. It's a body that is constituted by political parties. And so if there came a judgment of a court with competent jurisdiction, and Chief Emeka Beke was declared as the chairman of APC, are you saying we as a body should ignore the court judgment and to sit on the fence?
Okay, now you're before you continue.
You have seen the legal process that has gone in the PDP prior to Congress, and when they had the Congresses, and thereafter. And we have never taken side with anybody until this judgment came out. When we have had our functions, we've never had any PDP representation. This moment when the judgment came out, it is wrong for such an assumption to say that probably the governor is side, one or two persons are close to the governor, and then we have taken side. No.
So can I come in now? So you've mentioned the court cases that favor both Beke and Ewor. But, the other sides also have arguments as to court cases, especially Tony Okocha. I don't know if you've also been following his narratives on various print media. He has also argued in the direction that he also has got court backing. And then when you come to the PDP, I think Aaron Chukwuemeka's faction have also claimed court backing to their congresses, which led to their election or assumption of office. So when you look at it from that angle, what would you say?
Well, like I've maintained, one thing we must not allow to eat deep into our consciousness is pretense.
Okay.
We have been following issues, political issues, and the court issues in River State with keen interest. Everybody is concerned because we have one River State. And when things are not done correctly, when things that are supposed to be are not, and then all of us have ourselves to blame in due course. And the truth is that if this is black, it's black. If this is white, it's white. We should not pretend as if because I have superior influence, probably from the center, and so I will ignore judgments from the lower or at the state level. No, the fact is very clear. Wherever a court gives a valid judgment on a dispute that has to do with internal crisis of any party, that judgment should be respected. The only way you can overcome that judgment is to appeal against the judgment. And whatever the verdict of the appeal court is to be, that's what should be respected.
So are you saying...
The Supreme Court, whatever the verdict for Supreme Court, that is what we should respect.
Okay, so let me understand you clearly. Are you saying we should not take into consideration the judgment that the Aaron Chukwuemeka faction is laying claim to, And I think same with Tony Okocha. Are you saying we shouldn't take those into cognizance or into consideration at all? Because they claim...
Which of the judgments came earlier?
I mean, if you've listened to most especially the Ewor and Chukwemeka faction in the previous weeks, they say...
No, I didn't listen.
Okay, they say they've got valid judgments that credits the congresses they held. I mean, they say, and they've put out those court judgments, and they are saying that the court allowed them to conduct elections or congresses, so to say. And same with Tony Okocha. I think in sometime December he made those claims as well. So are you saying?
Let me ask you this question.
Okay. All right, I'm listening.
When you have two competing judgments from the same court of ordinary jurisdiction, which one suffices?
For me, I wait for the appellate court. That's how we do the media,
No.
broadcasting.
I want you to do justice to this.
But I can't do justice. That's what I'm saying. In broadcasting, what we do, we wait for the appellate court to give a judgment. And my listeners will tell.
Where there are two judgments.
Okay.
One supersedes the other.
Okay.
But like I told you, I will still maintain that we are not in the Lilliputian world. We are in a civilized society. Let us not downplay sincerity. When there are issues and there are judgments, let us respect these judgments. If there are, I wouldn't want to go into this crisis of these two parties because it's not my party.
Sure.
I am of the SDP.
Yeah.
But I'm speaking from the perspective of the IPAC state chairman. And I'll also let you know that so long as there are valid judgments, we have to respect those judgments.
Okay. All right.
These persons like the PDP, they have not been involved in IPAC activities because of these court issues. They may be. So today, if there is a judgment and someone is recognized, nothing stops us from recognizing them.
Okay. Can I now move from this issue to something else? IPAC, opposition parties. You said IPAC is like a watchdog that you criticize when it's necessary, and you talk only when it's necessary. Looking at the way the politics has played out in Rivers State in over 1 year now, what has IPAC done really, and what should be the role of IPAC as opposition parties coming together to ensure? I mean, maybe you remove the PDP and the APC, who you can say directly or indirectly are immersed in this political warfare in the state. But what about the other parties, your party, SDP, NPP, and the likes in IPAC? What have they done to bring about a resolution? Because remember, the people of Rivers State are the ones who are affected one way or the other.
You see, when you talk about the individual parties, every party got her ideology as guided by that constitution. And every party got their own limitations. There are limits to what they can do. They can, as a party, follow their constitution to every limit to which they can and still contribute to shape what is happening in society. Don't forget that the IPAC are talking about the conglomerate of all parties. It presupposes that each party must have played a vital role in strengthening the cause we believe in. And now, which cause do we believe in? We believe in getting democracy.
Okay.
We believe in providing a democratic avenue for the parties to cross-pollinate ideas and inject faith into the political space for a harmonious going of our political business. In the last 1 year, you agree with me that the state was in a serious quagmire because the governor was not allowed to do what he ought to do. There were challenges here and there. A sitting governor just came into power. And there were challenges. People were limiting him, trying to do all sorts of things to make sure he doesn't operate as a governor. We have one governor for every state at every given time. And we have one river state. And so it would not be ideal that we as an institution, through whom people who were elected into those offices, will sit back and watch a lot of harm done to our state. This is not sentiment now. We are talking about governance and the governor of a state.
Okay.
We have experienced in the past 8 years
Mr.
where
Osarom,
the then governor never had.
Mr. Osarom, I would have to. I'm sorry.
IPAC played.
Sorry, I'll have to pause you. Really.
Ensuring that.
Mr. Osarom, I do have a commercial. I do have a commercial, so I would have to pause you. We'll continue with the role of opposition when we come back, please. Just stay. River State, and also, of course, the chairman SDP River State. It's the bottom of the hour. We're looking at IPAC's role in all of the politics played in River State, most especially because they recognize the Beke's faction for the APC and Robinson Ewor for the PDP yesterday. And, of course, my guest has been explaining. But I asked him a question before the break as to the role the opposition parties are playing in the state. Do we still have opposition, basically? So back to you, Mr. Osarom. Do we still have opposition? And you were trying to explain to us.
But of course, we have a opposition party in River State. By virtue of opposition, we are talking about political parties that are not in power, that are not ruling. But they are the center. So, and we have 18 political parties in the state today. And so, it's very obvious that IPAC has provided a congenial interactive avenue for the opposition political parties to interact and to also contribute towards the democracy in our state. So there are oppositions. The oppositions may be silent at the moment, silent in the sense that it is not a electionary moment or era, but that doesn't mean they are not talking or they are not criticizing or they are not looking at this from a very broader view perspective. So the opposition parties in their own various ways are trying to do theirs. I'm not going to speak for a political party in that regard. I can speak for SDP, and I can tell you SDP is one of the strongest opposition parties we have in the state. Going from 2019, when we had 2 assembly members in the assembly, the only opposition party that had 2 assembly members in the Council of Assembly. And we have moved from that stage to another stage. In the last general election, we saw SDP making waves in the state. And so we have not declined in our status as one of the leading opposition parties in River State.
Okay, let's see.
Parties have their own spheres of influences, but you also know that the opposition parties show their weight, their strength, when it is election time.
Okay, now you've mentioned. I was going to say that now you've mentioned election in 2027. Do you think the political parties on the IPAC would go against the governor, or do you think there will be the adoption of Siminalayi Fubara as the general candidate? Because like I've said, the news on the street is that IPAC is hand in glove with the River State government.
Well, the news. If we are what we are, we will not criticize the government when it's not doing anything wrong.
Okay.
We have not seen anything the government done wrong for us to criticize him. So if you say we are hand in hand with him, you're right. We can't criticize when there is need to criticize.
Okay.
You understand? Now, if you're talking about 2027, I think you wouldn't put words in my mouth.
Okay.
You know so well that every party have their own modus operandi of providing or electing presidents to represent them at the general election. You have seen in River State, several, they call them small parties, they always produce their own gubernatorial candidates. So, let us get to 2027, and then you can come up with this wisdom. Our focus now is to ensure that we play a part for democracy to flourish in River State. As watchdog, as opinion leaders, and as a grassroots, body. We want to ensure that what is just is just. Let's ensure that we are contributing to the growth of our state. It's not all about criticism. What idea is bringing on board to move the state forward? The government will not be the basket of ideas alone. Whatever idea you inject in can help him do that which you want him to do. As a body, we have done tremendously well in the last 1 year. For the first time, IPAC held a leadership conference that brought most Nigerians to River State, where we discussed on how we can help in building democracy. A lot of prominent persons from across Nigeria were in River State, and it is the first time IPAC as a body will do such in the state. As a body, we try to ensure that we live according to the dictates of our code of conduct. For the first time in the history of IPAC in Rivers State, we have where we can call IPAC secretary, where the business of IPAC is discussed not in an individual party's office, like we used to have in the past.
Okay. So when I talk about opposition, right, for me, it's not just about criticism, right? I don't even think it should be about criticism, but preferring ideas and solutions to societal issues. And I'm looking at Rivers State since, the last election and when this government was inaugurated into power. And I'm wondering, really, opposition, have we shared ideas? I'm not that I'm a member of opposition, but for the sake of this conversation, allow me to use the pronoun we. I'm thinking, have we shared ideas? Have we come together to say, how do we push Rivers State forward, and then continue to say, hey, Governor, what if you do it like this? What if you do it like that? And so that's where the conversation is, going towards. And I'm wondering if IPAC could have played a much better role.
Remind you something. You see, as a body, besides standing as a voice of the opposition or contributing towards deepening our execution, there are ideas we are working on to ensure that we create that positive impression in people's mind. For instance, within this first quarter, we're going to have a summit of all party leaders in Rivers State. And the summit will come across the entire 23 LGAs we have in Rivers State, the entire 18 political parties and the in Rivers State. And I can imagine when local government party chairmen of the 18 or 19 parties in a particular local government will congregate and the 23 LGAs will congregate. Because it is not just about standing as opposition. We also need to conscientize and enlighten our leaders at the grassroots on their responsibilities, on how to help shape things,
all right,
how they can help influence our democracy at the grassroots. It's not just about the state. The pillars of democracies we have today lie back in our various wards and LGAs. And so IPAC is organizing a one-day summit that will bring all the political party chairmen at the local government level together.
All right.
That is going to be in this first quarter.
All right.
As I speak to you now, we have also introduced a poetry competition that will task the intellectual sagacity of our members across the entire political parties. And this poetry competition is ongoing now. Members are submitting their entries. We will set up a board to evaluate these collections and bring out the best among them, where prizes will be given.
Oh, okay. So some kind of competition amongst.
We are not just sitting dockside to talk or to criticize or to analyze. We are also putting some practical things in place, which has not been before. The poetry competition is bringing out the intellectual capacity of our members. We start them to consciousness. Look at the reality we have in the state today. How do we match this? How can I express my feelings? So we are bringing all this out locally, and the collections will be published in an anthology.
All right. I would have to pause you at this point. So you've listed some of the things that IPAC is doing, but I would have to now throw the question to the listener because I want to hear from the listener. Politicians are already arranging themselves, forming alliances as 2027 draws nigh. And, the people don't want to be left behind as they have been in recent electioneering years. And so the question I'm asking you is, opposition parties in Rivers State, what do you make of it? Most especially IPAC, which is like, the body that brings together opposition parties, and most likely in Rivers State, or rather most of our focus is on Rivers State. And I'm asking you the question because the political parties will begin to ask for your votes come 2027. Remember, the political parties are vehicles with which or by which politicians get into public offices. And someone asked me one time, Why do I like talking politics most of the time? It's because politics begets policies, and policies affect you and I. So let's get your thoughts on opposition parties, and most especially what you make of their recognition of, a faction of the PDP and a faction of the APC yesterday in the news. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003 and 0817-923-0007. These are the call numbers. But now let's also reel out the WhatsApp numbers so you can drop your WhatsApp messages. 0809-030-6416 is the WhatsApp number. We're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We are live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH. We're active on X. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Tell me your name, your location, and let's get your contribution.
Hi, KDP, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you. Welcome.
Thank you. This is Miriam from Africa.
All right, Miriam from Africa. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, KDP, I wonder why some persons are always saying, oh, we say people is all about politics. Oh, this, that. The atmosphere is always tense. KDP, for the first time, I'm seeing a situation where opposition aligns with incidents. There's no issue. The only issue we're seeing is within the house, within the family. That is what is the issue now. But that's it. You see, the situation where opposition is fighting the incident, they're always against politics. I have been interested. You don't criticize when just for the sake that let it not be that your voice is heard. You just want to criticize for criticizing sake. You criticize constructively. There is nothing to criticize. Yes. You come down and support the policy. KDB. So KDB, 2027 is going to be so smooth in that state. I foresee so smooth. It's not as if politicians will not have their way. Everybody, everything. I wish.
All right.
The KDB. You see what will happen in the nothing is going to be it's when it comes to pay.
All right. Thank you, Muriel.
Okay, honestly.
All right, Muriel.
I'm hearing all the opposition about it. They are much now. KDB.
All right, Muriel, thank you. I've got to move. I've got Idat from Nkoro. Idat, welcome. Your time starts now.
I didn't hear what the last contributor said.
You did not hear?
Yes.
Sorry, Idat, hold on. Did you say you did not hear from the last
I
caller?
didn't get clearly the point she raised.
Okay, she was talking. I'll summarize it. Don't worry. Let's hear from Idat now. Idat from Nkoro, go ahead.
Okay.
Can you hear the caller?
Hello?
Not you, Idat. Mr. Solsuema, can you hear the caller?
Hello?
Oh my goodness. Can you hear the caller, Mr. Solsuema Osarom?
I'm hearing faintly.
Oh, faintly. I guess there is a problem with our connection. I would have to reconnect then. Can you hear? Get from Unigua, welcome.
Good afternoon. Good evening, all.
Welcome.
Can
you?
Greetings.
Okay, you can
Let
hear
me
this.
now contribute like this. The IPAC chairman, as far as I'm concerned, I will never align my thoughts with him because they've never done anything as IPAC. Just for them to wait. In fact, let me ask him, how many of these after
You're already biased. Hold on.
Look at
Mr. Osaro, we'll get you to reply. Let's not make it noisy, gentlemen. Let's not.
You began by condemning me. So why am I not listening to you?
Okay. So, Mr. Osaro,
you began by condemning. You see, when you
tell him to calm down, he's trying to block the truth, and I was telling him the truth.
It would have been better for you to be.
He has not done anything.
Gifts, hold on.
You are condemning somebody.
Let me hold on.
You did not even hear. You've not evaluated what you did. You're just condemning.
So, Mr. Osaro, you have the right to reply, but can we hear from the caller first, please?
It seems proper.
Can we not make it noisy, because it's not noisy? So when he talks, you reply.
Mr. Canada, you see, I believe that.
Canada is trying to run away from the truth.
Even if you have your reservation,
Gifts, hold on.
You become a condemning, and so what you're telling to do, so you're supposed to sit down and listen to
Now, Osaro, yet again, I said, you have a right to reply.
You should enlighten the caller.
All right, fine. Can you just? We're not. It's.
You may not like what we have done, but it is proper for you to begin by marching out your point.
Okay.
Condemning.
All right. So, once again,
condemning totally. It's not acceptable. That's not the best approach.
Once again, it's getting noisy on the show. So please, can we have some decorum? And that's what I'm saying. So now let's hear from the caller, and then you have a right of reply. Gifts, can we hear your thoughts, please?
Okay, yeah, Canada. The reason why I'm saying this, Osarom, who is the chairman of all political parties in Rivers State, posted how he will take over the local governments. And I'm putting it to him that at the end of the day, what he said played out. Rather, unknown political party compared to SDP, his own political party, 122 seats.
What's your point?
Is it not a shame outing for his party after that vote that he made?
So gifts.
Hello.
How is that?
All right.
Osaro, wait. How is that? Oh my goodness. Gift, how is that? Oh my goodness. Can I moderate the show, please, gentlemen? So, Gift, back to you.
Yes.
How is that my conversation? My conversation is on opposition parties in Rivers State. So, if APP, I'm going somewhere, Gift. Oh my goodness.
From the opposition,
Gift.
He's aligning himself with the ruling party, the governor. That is what I'm pointing out.
Oh, so you're saying they're aligning themselves with?
Opposition.
Oh, I get you.
If it is this type of opposition, then Nigerians should just forget about anything politics in this country.
All right, thank you.
And the national, do you know that the IPAC chairman at the national is calling for all political parties to chase out APC? But in real estate, he is the one that is even defending the government of the state.
All right, Gift, thank you very much.
I believe you belong to a party, right?
So Osaro, so this is
opposition parties have the right.
It's one of those days.
That you're provoking me to speak about. If opposition party have the right to adopt a particular person, it's their right. You can't stop it.
Osaro, see, this is how.
I will not be ashamed for the 2 seats my party won in the 2019 general election. Whichever party won a seat apart from SDP.
All right.
I won't be ashamed. Every victory we have, no matter how small it is, we'll be grateful and we'll move on. I'm much on.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go to another caller. I have Belgam from Oigbo, but please let's hear the caller before you interject. Belgam, welcome. What is on your mind, please?
Yeah, Canada.
Yeah, greetings.
Good evening or afternoon.
All of the above, welcome.
Radio Nigeria Info is a radio station that has come to stay. People love. If you don't be very careful before people from callers or from.
Belgam, can you go straight to the point? Anyways, thank you very much. Moving on, I've got God's Power from Rumudara. God's Power, welcome. God's Power, welcome. Yes. God's can we listen to the caller, please, Mr. Osarom? My goodness. God's Power from Rumudara, welcome.
Good evening, Kalada. My name is Aiba God's Power.
Yeah, welcome.
I think I will agree with the self-acclaimed IPAC chairman.
What do you mean by self-acclaimed? God's Power. God's Power, what do you mean by self-acclaimed?
A councillorship.
I think today is just one of those days, I guess. Moving on. 92.3 Nigerian for your name, your location, your contribution. Good afternoon.
Hello, this is Dede.
All right, Dede, welcome.
For me, it will be very, very nice. I say it will be okay for me from my own end. I'm hearing the statement of the iPad man. if they don't look at the differences between the political parties.
How do you mean? How do you mean look at the
And
differences?
the reason why from the APC and PDP they choose how to behave or react to court judgment. But this is where the law is being obeyed and people, abide by the rule of the law. If there is a judgment, I think every party is expected to abide by that rule or that judgment after that time. Because it's where you have people disagreeing with the judgment. That is where you see them parading and moving and making the place to look as though it's a lawless place. No, it's not called for. The action is what is overheating the whole thing in Rivers State. This one saying no. And when you ask the federal, you say the federal, whatever executive, whatever political party recognizes this person against the law, the rule of the law. If there is a judgment, who is the federal political party headquarters associating with this and disobeying the other one? Then at the end, what are they doing? They are ending up in destroying the rule of law in the country. Because after their tenure or after their time, another political party will take over the federal. So they will not start from where then they stop.
Okay, Dede, thank you very much.
What is the hope of the common man?
All right. What is the hope of a common man? Yeah.
So it's a very big concern that they give the judgment today and the one today.
All right, Dede, thank you. I've got to move now. Ida from Inkoro, welcome. Ida, quickly. Yeah, quickly.
Yes, I want to thank the IPAC Chairman in your studio. Yes. This governor is doing well. I believe that any IPAC would for the government is doing well. We are talking of the federal. Parliament is not doing well. So that's why the IPAC will say that they want to remove him.
Okay.
He's not doing well.
Okay.
But come to this, the governor of the party is doing well. People get booming every year. Go to all the local government, all the satellite communities. There is a project, and my brother, Governor Steve, is a governor to River State. So all the political parties, the APC, the national APC, and the other one, all the governor of the country.
All right then.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ida. Let's get from Obed Abar Road. Obed, what's on your mind?
Canada, the question you asked did not go down well with me. I have to call.
Okay.
IPAC is trying to uphold the sanctity of the law. Do you expect them to be like PDP and APC who violate the laws of the land? They are trying to do the simple thing. You understand? Adhering to the court judgment that affirmed Emeka Beke as the executive chairman of APC and Robinson Ewor as the chairman of PDP. So you don't need to ask questions because that is what the law says. You understand? Both position does not mean that you want to fight the government of the day. It works that way. If there's no position at the federal, some of us are feeling the impact of this thing. That is why there's complaint at federal. But right now, we are in line with what the governor is doing right now. If the governor does anything wrong, that every tendency must deny him.
All right. Obed, I've got to go.
To bring down the government of the day.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So I think I go with what the IPAC River is doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you. My time is almost up. The arguments took all the time, but let's get to hear your final words. Solsuema, Osarom. It's been a very sensitive conversation, I guess. Yeah.
Let me correct one of the speakers who called me self-acclaimed IPAC chairman. I am not self-acclaimed.
Okay.
I was elected by my colleagues for a 2-year tenure.
Okay.
So I want him to know that.
And that's why I ended the call. Go ahead.
We appreciate what the governor of River State is doing in the state. It is not easy for the state governor to have the challenges, the level of fight, opposition, antagonism he is facing, and he's still level-headed, doing the deliverables. Look at the project he has decommissioned last December. They have inaugurated across LGA. He's not centralizing the developmental plans to one place. So we appreciate him. You should also know that opposition parties are not outside. They are working. As I speak to you, the Labour parties in court challenging the continuous non-conduct of election for the 26 vacant seats.
Okay.
This party is also in the court. Challenging saying these are opposition parties to the state here. But like I maintained, we will not criticize government when we have not seen anything wrong. Rather, we will contribute our quota. We will make input. We must not come to ready to tell you the input we make to the governor of the state. He's a listening governor.
All right.
He's got his ear very open. He'll listen.
All right. I've got to go at this.
We're not coming and tell you what they are telling you, but in our capacity as a body, we make input, and the governor has listening ears.
Okay.
And we appreciate him for that, and we want him to continue. Rivers people love him.
All right.
Rivers people like him.
All right.
And we believe he will take Rivers people from the dungeon to where we expect the state to be intent.
All right. Thank you very much.
All
right. I've got to move. I've got to go. My time is up. But thank you very much, Solsuema Osarom. It's been a very feisty conversation. Thank you for your presence.
Mr. Canada.
All right, then.
Thank you, Rivers people. Let's all support the government to succeed.
All right, then. All right. Thank you. I've got to go. Do stay tuned. More conversations coming your way.